So we are live. We are shooting the shits tonight. We got our guest is gonna be Pap Dirty. He's from you from PA, right?
Yeah,
You from there originally?
yeah, born and raised.
Right. And did you ever make it out anywhere else? Like you ever get out and realize you'd rather be back at home?
It's actually the other way around. I'd rather be like in a bigger city like Cali or something.
I
Feel
get
like
that.
I'll get more exposure.
Yeah, I feel like with the internet the way it is, I feel like people. It doesn't really matter where you're from at this point. Like, yeah, you get more opportunities because there's more. The people are concentrated in one area, but honestly, like with the way the internet works, man, you could be worldwide without ever leaving your house.
No, you ain't lying nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you got people, blowing up off of crazy shit. Like, you got people blowing up off of, one phrase that they say on a talk show one time. That
Yeah, that's just crazy.
it really is though. So, what kind of, give it an intro. Like, what you about, where you from, all that good stuff. I know where you from now.
Okay. So I'm a young up and coming artist from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Been making music for about like 6 years. Started taking it serious more so like a few years ago. Um, but due to me being incarcerated and stuff, I had to put stuff back a little bit. But I'm working now. I'm out here. I'm working with Ant. We up here making songs here and there. I'm at my own studio right now. Make songs every once in a while. Sometimes every day. It'll be like a week. So I'll do like every day, and then I'll just stop for a minute. Sometimes just be like scattered around.
Is that because the creativity, like the creativity comes in waves, or because you got other things to do?
No, it's like it comes in waves
I'm the
more
same.
so.
I can relate to that because that's something I feel the same way. Like when I'm creating, like I feel like I could create forever, and then eventually just the bubble pops, and it's like, all right, well, go time to go do the other 90% that you got to do to make it as an artist.
True.
Like, so you fully independent?
Yeah.
How long you?
I mean, I'm associated with a few with Ant, and I got my own little situation going. I'm trying to get off the ground.
Yo, it takes. I mean, honestly, all there is to it is to do it, because that's what I ended up doing last year, and it was no, I'm sorry, now it's been 2 years, but it was I just finally like I've had this label in mind for a long time, and I just eventually one day I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Like, go ahead and register the LLCs and get everything legal, and then it pushed me to actually. It's like, okay, well now that you're legit, like go do something with it. And that's exactly what I did, was just push. And I have, since I started in October 2 years ago, and that by that February I've been booked 24/7 since. Like, there's not a time for me to chill.
Type shit. Hey, I can smoke one here.
Yeah, 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 hell yeah.
Okay.
Like, we do whatever we want to do. Like, we just being comfortable, we just chilling. Um, nah, but I say, like, I say that it doesn't matter what um your background is. If you really want to make it at this music, like, you got to give it pretty much everything. Like, do you feel like you've over the when you said you started taking it serious, what does that look like to you?
Like actually taking the time to make a song and stacking songs. But I gotta get deeper into it. I'm not in a position where I want to be, and I feel like it's gonna take some time. But I feel like I'm on the right path though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first part. Like, the very first part is having that drive to be able to push yourself to make the music, because a lot of times, people fear that stops them. They never do it because the fear of the fear of judgment, and the maybe I'm not good enough, and so on and so forth. It takes a lot of people just straight out the game before they even start. So getting to that first stage is crucial. Would you say you're pretty comfortable on the mic?
I have my days where I'm like where I don't fuck with what I'm doing, and then I have these days where I feel like it's just right type shit. So I mean,
That's that
I
magic.
don't know.
That's that magic right there. When you got the when you can't do nothing wrong, and you know it, like you've been at it, and you just get that feeling, like yeah, that was right. That's the one. And
Facts.
sometimes I won't. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes that shit fades. Like you hear it like a month later, 2 months later. You're like, I don't know. I mean, it's good, but it's not as good as I thought it was. That does happen. But the real thing to me is like it's just consistency, staying doing it as often as possible. Um, Networking is a big part. Do you feel like you've been networking a lot more?
No, not as much as I should, but I plan on it real soon. Like more so, like going towards like the spring, summertime. I plan on taking a few trips, venturing out a little bit,
Yeah, like
figuring some things out.
what kind of area are you looking at?
Well, I'm sorry, you said what?
What kind of area are you looking at? Like where are you looking to explore?
Um,
Trying to go west coast, trying to go up north, or what?
South, West Coast. Them is the pretty much like the two main spots, like the South and the West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta. I mean, as much it can be a really busy area, and there are a lot of musicians. They're there. I used to live in Atlanta, like right outside Atlanta, and every Friday, I mean, every night there's something you can do. You can go play an open mic pretty much anywhere. They don't actually even charge to do open mics. Not everywhere. Like some places, like I know up north, they talking about you got to pay me to come and entertain my crowd. That's crazy to me. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit either. That's why I can't wait till I get to the point where I'm just getting paid for that shit, where I ain't got to come out of pocket for nothing. You feel me?
And I mean, but if I'll tell you this though, the biggest artists consider it a success um, if they end up being even at the end of a tour because of how many fees there are, how much they got to pay for it to do that. Like they're not that arena or that place isn't just like, oh yeah, please come here. No, they rented that place for the night. It's just like the circus. Like they got to rent their venue. It's not the city putting it on or anything like that. So it costs.
Yeah.
So like, what have you done any live shows yet?
Nah, not yet. I'm actually working on some videos. We're working on getting some videos shot. I'm working on getting like what I want to do in the scenes types. I'm trying to plot on that right now. I got a project on the way. It comes out June 1st. I got like 9 songs on there. I got a song on there with Ant, and I got like some different type vibes. Try to do something different.
Would you say that like each one of them is different? Like they're like each song is different, or do they fit together?
Yeah, they fit together good. They kind of like I don't know. I mean, they kind of go together, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you can have variants and still be in the same like same. It's still the same feeling. Um, so like, do you subgenre out your style? Like, are you like I'm a very specific genre of rap? Because I know there's so many subgenres, and some people just say I rap, and some people got a very specific title for it.
No, I actually tried different styles and shit. Like, I came different on a bunch of different songs. I just ain't released all of them yet.
What
Um,
about your beat choice? Like like what kind of beats you like?
uh, I like more so like melodic beats.
That's yeah, I'm with you on that. I like but again, like you said, my style varies so wildly that it could be anything. Like kind of like Ants actually. Ant's one of those dudes that just he hears a beat and he's like, "Yep, on it." Don't even matter what kind it is, what style it is. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
What So is there any focus for this new project coming up? You got a name for it?
Yeah, yeah, I actually got the cover art made and everything. It's called Experimental Junkie.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, what does that expression mean?
Basically somebody who in the stew, they like to experiment and they love coming up with different ideas and putting them together and getting the final product.
That's me all day. That's whatever serves the music. That's what I'm about. Like that's definitely what I'm. what I'm always looking at is that can we not change the music so much as can we make it better? Like, can we make this? Can we enhance it in any way? Do you produce your own beats, or who makes your beats?
No, I don't make my own beats. I get some from my boy Ant's people. Cole, I got like, or I hopped on a couple of their type beats, and then I be using more so like YouTube beats for right now.
Yeah.
I buy a couple here and there.
No, you buy. Do you
Um,
buy or lease?
like yeah, at least
Yeah, you lease them, because that's it.
yeah,
Honestly, it's just it's smart. It's um, you don't know how much you're gonna make off of a track, so going ahead and paying the $3,000, $5,000, like the crazy numbers for people what they got for their beats, which I ain't downplaying the fact that it's important and they should be paid for their skill, but if you don't know what you're gonna make out of it yet, or don't even know if you want to make this a career, then why why buy it? Like, why go out and spend that kind of money on it?
yeah, it's a gamble for real. If you don't know how to like use your resources and network the right way and shit, and if you ain't got the right following, it's really a gamble.
But isn't that just business in general? No, nobody knows if they're going to be
Yeah,
successful. So like, you're a brand, you're a business, and if you see it that way, then you're already just you're miles ahead of the next person that thinks it's just like this. All you gotta do is just put out music, and it's all gonna work out. Like, that's a lot of musicians. Like, I noticed that that's what they're really focused on. They're focused on, once I get this album recorded, that's all I had to do. It's good. It's like, nah, it's like 10 to 20% of the what has to be done. The rest is the marketing, the promoting, the booking, the the legal issues that you will have. Coming across all that, the paperwork. I mean, that's getting it to the people isn't easy, because there's a game out there, and we're being an independent artist means that you don't have the resources as somebody that's signed does. So like, we're sitting here all battling over the same thing, and it's 125,000 streams a day that are put out, like, or songs that are put out. So with that many songs put out every day, like, what makes your brand special?
I mean that's a good one. Uh, I mean I feel like my sound's different from the average sound. I don't mimic nobody. I mean I might come on a couple like popping type beats and then try something with them. But my vision is different. My sound different. I should say our sound different. Cause I got a couple people I'm trying to put on the label and shit.
What's it mean to you to have a label and put them on? Like, what's the what's that look like?
Um, basically I'm gonna be getting them free studio time. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the main one promoting them. I gotta get deeper into that.
So it's you believe in you believe in them enough to where you're willing to back them in a certain way, like, to use the resources that you have available.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much what a label is. Like, you get with a major, they have millions, if not billions, of dollars to run with, or you can get with an independent that the artist is typically in control of their deal a lot more, because just a lot laid back. Otherwise, you end up in a slave deal with with the major labels, which they own your masters, and like in the case of Dave Chappelle, signing with I forget, is it Viacom? I don't remember who owns Comedy Central, but like, they own his likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe forever. What? What? I mean, if it looks like you, acts like you, named after you, has the same color, like all these things, they own all of that. They technically, I mean, they really own his voice. Of course, he's allowed to go out and be himself, but he can never call, like he said in one of the specials, I can never call it Chappelle Show. Like, I can never call it that again, because they own that. It's my name, but they own it. That's crazy.
yeah, that's a fucked up situation. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and that's why he walked away from $50 million. Like, I'm not playing that game. Like, you're not about to own me for, like, that's just not gonna work. And then he went away for how many years? But when he came back, he got that money. He got the bag. Actually, got way over the bag for doing that exact thing. People respected him. Do you think in your music, do you feel like you have any principles or any um, anything in your music that shows who you are, or is it like are you always telling your story, or do you use you know um, just allegories? Do you use different stories that are to prove a point of any kind?
Not more so to prove a point, but I got stories just to talk about shit I'll go through and shit, and how I be feeling about shit. And I also got stories about like just some made up shit, like a based on a true story type shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually, I spent all this time talking about, like on my early stuff, like 10, 12 years ago, I was talking about, the politics and trying to be, thought provoking, but it was really all about the flow. That was my main thing. It was about the flow. If it sounded good and I was spitting it, yeah, it's going to have some weight to it, but it wasn't, the words weren't as important to me until I wrote a song that was pretty much about a girl having the worst luck in the world from the time she was a little girl all the way up, like, and what that looks like. And this after I did it at a show one time, this girl came up to me and she's like, she said she loved that. She would actually be dead if it wasn't for that song because she felt like nobody else in the world could have possibly experienced it, and she wanted to know if it was about her. And I was like, no, like I don't know you, so obviously it's not about you, but it's just a common story. It happens to a lot of women, and that was something that really made me want to make more meaning in my songs. But I still do have it's based on a true story. The heist that we got going on, the project that Ant is a part of. It's 13 individuals playing roles. Like, we got the tech specialist, the dirty cop, the undercover cop. We got, the inside man, the master plan. We got all those characters, but each one of those people really, they just kind of pulled from their real life and put that into the character. And that's what I thought it's cool. It's a made up story, but it's, I mean, it makes for a good story. You got Ant being crazy number two. He's just a crazy individual. He's in for the death and destruction and just trying to cause chaos. And that's what we used him for, is the distraction. So the cops will go that way. It's a crazy storyline, but it makes for entertainment, and that's what industry we're in. We're in the entertainment industry, you know.
Type shit.
So do you with your project, do you feel like it's made to entertain or to educate, or just I'm making music? I don't really care what people think. I'm just doing it.
No, this one right here that I just made type shit. It's like just me vibing, getting shit off my chest type shit.
Now, is this the first album, or what? When did your first album come out?
It actually came out this year.
Okay, congratulations on that, because it takes quite a bit to bring an album to life.
Yeah, appreciate it.
What's that one called?
Long time coming.
Long time coming. I like that. I like that title. Um, and that was your first release.
Yeah,
And
or not my very first release, but my very first album.
okay. So you was doing the singles before that
Yeah,
with the YouTube beats. Were you doing the like the SoundCloud singles?
yeah,
Yeah.
and YouTube.
Yeah, that's honestly, I feel like that's how a lot of people do get out there. There's a couple years ago, it was the SoundCloud rappers that were actually coming out and showing that it wasn't just a bunch of like limited abilities on there. Because like before that, I mean, when just like on what was the app you mentioned? You mentioned
Rap chat.
Rap Chat. Yeah, because when I used to get on there, man, it was just terrible quality. Even some of the bars are just they destroyed. But like, there's a bunch of kids too, just sitting on there doing their tracks, which is good because like that's a place to get your get your feet wet. But it wasn't for quality. It wasn't like Dat Piff where you're gonna find stars on there putting great shit. But SoundCloud became that thing where it actually was respected, and they got a lot of artists out of there. Is that something that you hope for as a newer artist? Like, do you hope that somebody way up, recognizes you and then pulls you up to their level, or do you think that you're gonna feed it to the people until you get there naturally?
I mean, I feel like it's all a process. Um, Got to make new connections and shit, but I'm not gonna be just doing anything just to get somewhere. You feel me?
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, man, that's all I gotta say for real, man.
Yeah, I saw Ant say, he said fuck Viacom. I agree. Yeah. Um, but yeah, man, I was gonna say like, so you said you've been at this like 6 years roughly. What made you want to take this route? Because I know a lot of people, it's hard. Like it's not an easy road. People think you put out a song, it's done.
I'm gonna just say, back in like 2017, I was on Logic, or not Logic. I was on FL Studio, the free version, on the same laptop I got right now.
Yeah.
And I went in the basement. I recorded a little song and shit. And then after I did that little song, I was like, I'm about to just buy a little studio setup. Then I went in, like, I waited like a few months later, or no, actually like a couple weeks later, after I got back from this little trip to Florida and shit. I got it. I got the whole setup, but it was a cheap one. It was the one off eBay for like $40.
Hey, it may not sound the best, but you then have the ability to put it out there. You learn. That's the only way you learn is through experience.
Hell yeah.
So you're now producing your own, like you're running the session, recording, doing everything.
Yeah, I'm engineering that type shit. Yeah.
Now are you also doing the mix and master, or do you send it off?
Yeah, I mix and master, or I don't do like the full master. I'll just like bring the levels up a little bit and then put like a multi press on it, and that's really all I really do to it
So now do you?
for the master.
So is that what you So you do you like to have a raw sound to it? Like, is that part of the element that you like to project, or is it that it's just it works? So let's keep it moving.
I mean, a little bit of both for real.
Okay. Because I know some people they don't like I know Ant. It's kind of like people with backgrounds in like I don't know even punk, different different genres where it's supposed to sound gritty. It's supposed to sound anything that's overproduced is no good. But then you have on the other side of the spectrum you got straight up pop that you can not only tell it's produced but it just sounds synthetic. They might as well have the AI go ahead and do it. Um, so like you're in the middle there. You're like you want production but you also want to have a specific sound like to have, where it's not overproduced.
Wait, say that last part one more time.
So you're looking to have a sound that still has the element of grit to it, but not be like Britney Spears production perfect type shit.
Yeah, I want a little bit of grit to it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
because it's definitely. I mean, it's a whole aesthetic. Like I'll say there's a difference between having some grit on it and then people sending me stuff that they recorded on their cell phone. Because when they send me that, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like I'll make it sound as good as it can sound, but that's not going. You're not going to get the record album or the radio album that you're looking for.
Yeah, true.
But because they saw Kanye, he did his on his phone. Well, yeah, but he also sent it to engineers. That was probably $250,000 worth of engineering on that piece. So
Yeah, he got the bread like that. So
I mean, it ain't gonna hurt his. It ain't gonna hurt him none. Um, Shit, it wouldn't hurt me to get that job either. I'll be good with it. I'll spend all the time in the world on this shit. Go ahead. Um, so when people send it off though, I will say that when some people send it off, they're like they'll send it to you, you'll get it maybe 10 minutes later. They're like, all right, so it's gonna be done like in an hour or what's up, bro? I'll hit
like
you.
if somebody recorded at mine,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I can have it done the same day, like literally right before they leave.
Word. Like,
Yeah,
do you spend time on it afterwards? Like, do you spend any time once they leave, or
yeah,
you like they're in the room still?
yeah. They still in the room.
Yeah. See, that's on that production level that I'm trying to get to because me personally, I spend about 24 hours on each track, and I know it is technically excessive compared to other engineers because most engineers will take about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours on a mix. Um, but me personally, like I'll take 24 because I don't only play it, and that's mixing hours. That's not just like I'll have it to you tomorrow. I'm saying like that's me mixing on it for that long. Um, because I'm a perfectionist, and I also like to see people like I like to bring some type of creative to it. Now, if they tell me they want a clean mix, like it doesn't have they don't want me to add anything or do anything crazy, just make it sound as good as it can. Cool, I can have that done in like 2 to 3 hours, no problem. But if they want me to be creative with it, I'm gonna be creative with it. I'm gonna spend the time with it, listen to it, play it in the background while I'm doing something else, and think about how I can add to it. Um, do you enjoy the production side of it?
Yeah, I fuck with it. I like it.
Because I feel like, do you use AI? Do you use any of the tools for mixing, mastering? Like I know that they're getting more popular with the newer artists.
Um, yeah, when I don't feel like mixing or not mixing, when I feel like or when I don't feel like master or type shit, I'll send it to like emaster.com.
Do you feel like so if there's not a problem using AI there, what about on like what's your opinion on somebody that uses AI for their lyrics? Like they got AI writing their lyrics for them.
Oh no, that ain't it.
And why is that? Because it's not real, right?
Yeah, hell no.
So when it comes to that, like, what about so somebody like there's plenty of famous rappers that are radio rappers essentially that had their stuff written for them. Like, is that still acceptable if they're a bigger name or?
Nah, I mean, but there's a lot of artists that do that though. I mean, rappers not, but I feel like no rapper. I feel like all rappers should write their own raps type shit. But like artists, like singers and shit, they be having like ghostwriters and shit. So I mean, that shit is what it is.
Have you got to work with any other genres like maybe R&B singers or any other genres other than rap?
Yeah, I actually worked with this one artist. Her name Jordan Renee. You can check her out on Apple Music, all that. I made this one song with her, but we never put it out though.
Oh, you ain't
But
put
she
it out.
nice though.
So what? So maybe not in that particular instance, like not in that one, but like, what stops you from, or what makes you shelve an album, like or a project?
What you said what makes me do well?
What makes you shelve them, or what makes you not put something out?
Oh shit. If I ain't fucking with it, I mean, simple as that, for
Good, because that's I mean, if you ain't feeling it, why put it out? I always
real.
every artist I mess with, I tell them all thriller, no filler. That's the way. Like I don't want to hear none of the like. Oh yeah, it's all right. Like if you're not hype as fuck on it, then don't put it out.
Facts.
Because you only get one musical opportunity, like one introduction to somebody for them to listen to you and go, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. They're not about to like. You got a new project coming out, cool. They're not gonna come back and listen to it. Like, I'll put the fire shit on the next album. No, 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 no. Every song's got to be just banging, because you'll that one shot, and then they gonna talk shit about anybody that is listening to your shit, because they're like, nah, I heard it. It's garbage. Like, for real? When's the last time you heard? Like 5 years ago. Garbage. So, yeah. Do you feel like there's gatekeepers that you've interacted with, like that you haven't been able to get past or anything?
Like gatekeeping what?
Gatekeep. I mean, there's all type. Like as far as like industry wide. Like so, for some people, it's the shows. They can't seem to get shows. For some,
Oh yeah, I mean about that, I wouldn't say gatekeeping, but people don't be trying to put me in the mix. Like I be trying to do a lot of shows. It's only like one person or a couple people I like talk to through Facebook and shit. My boy Corley and Josh from YNC. They be doing like movies and shit. They be making music, and they got some artists too, and they got some like some actresses and actors and all that.
that's dope. That means they're on the
I be
hustle.
fucking. Well, you said
I
what?
said that means they be on the hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got. I mean, that's who you surround yourself with. I mean, honestly, I don't think these days. I really don't think I have a single friend that's not musically oriented in some way, shape, or form. They're in the industry, and that's that. I mean, it's kind of by design, but at the same time, it's not like I was just going, "Nah, you don't fuck with music, you're out." It's just that's how many artists that I talk to on a regular basis.
Hell yeah.
So do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself musically, like in the next, let's say 3 to 5 years?
I see me finally getting some traction, able to do whatever I want financially, for real, as far as music. Uh, just living life, for real.
Yeah, just trying to get to the part where you can just enjoy it. I think a
I
lot
mean, yeah,
I think a
I
lot of people
enjoy
are
it.
doing that though. Like they working on this music thing so that they can finally sit back and enjoy life. And it's like, yo, enjoy it on the way, because it's all life. It's just that one seems it definitely seems a little bit better. Um, it's still at the same time though, man. You got to enjoy every day, because that's a lot of artists. If you weren't getting paid to do music, would you still do it?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's an important question, because like I told my buddy, see, so these dudes here local. Actually, one of the people that's on the project, even Hope Given. She's a singer songwriter, amazing voice, like classically trained, pianist and singer, and she just honestly she just blows everybody out the water as far as her skills and ability. But she doesn't with her original music, she's super shy with it. Like she's been holding it back for years. She got like 7 albums that she's got where full of songs, and she ain't put it out because she's scared of the judgment of having to keep up with it. Like she knows that she's got to do social and do all this. She's like, nah, I'd just rather go make my money. That's how she makes her money. Is I live in a tourist area in Florida, so there's always a place that you can go and you can play 4 hours and make 400 or 500 bucks. That's more than most people making on their shows for a long time when it comes to independence. But she's playing other people's music for the most part.
Mm.
So like she had to make a decision between getting paid like a real paycheck, like on a regular basis. She'll play 2, 3, 4 nights a week, and that's money. That's a job you can live on. But she's not playing her music, and that's where the other dude that lives around here, RFS, he doesn't want to do that anymore. He's like, I want to play my music, but they won't pay him what they pay him to play other people's music, because people don't listen to hip hop like that. If he goes and plays like Jimmy Buffett and like all the hits and stuff, yeah, they'll listen to it, but they ain't gonna listen to it if it's his hip hop. And so he's really wrestling with that, just internally. Do you feel like, and I don't know if it comes down to like morals or being real or what it is, because it's him singing the songs or whatever, but do you feel that if you were able to play covers in hip hop and able to get paid that, but you couldn't play your own music, but you're getting paid to do music and to be on stage, would you do it then?
I mean, I would. I probably would do it on the side, but I'd rather like do my own shit for real, for real.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like as soon as I picked up an instrument, like I picked up the guitar, I want to learn. I want to learn my own stuff. Like, yeah, I want to learn their stuff. All right, cool. And then after I learned like I don't know, maybe 10, 20 songs, I was like, all right, I don't even care about their stuff anymore. Like, just keep working on my own. Um, so when you were younger, did you ever think about being a rapper, or did you think that you were going to be a rapper?
I mean, I just started rapping. Like I like music so much. I just started rapping on a little iPhone 4 and shit.
Yo, rapping on the phone. That's where it starts for so many people. Um, so like you said, you love music. Like, who's last person you heard? Like last person you were listening to?
Last person. Let me see real quick.
Like I could tell you exactly. Yeah, I'd be listening to that. I pretty much listen to everything. Like, I mean, I'm always looking for new music. When somebody puts me on, it won't be long before I'm listening to their whole discography, as long as it's good.
Yeah, I was listening to Corporate. You know Corporate?
I don't.
He from Chicago. It was called New Number. I was listening to that shit last.
Put that on the put that on the listen. Put that on the playlist for later. But yeah, I'm always. I mean, do you feel like you're always looking for new music, or are you pretty good with what you got?
No, I'm always looking for new music.
Do you feel like you get inspiration from that? Like, do you get inspiration from listening to new music, or is it just because it just you like listening?
Yeah, I get inspiration.
Who's been one that's inspired you? Like, who's some of the tops that have inspired you?
Like ever type shit.
Yeah, ever.
All right, I'm gonna say Lil Snoop, Young Pappy, Speaker Knockers. Them they all you already know they all the C's
Yeah,
if you know 'em.
yeah. That's what I was.
Um,
I wasn't familiar with Pappy, but the funny thing is, like, I already knew based on the other ones. I was like, is this the Memorial? Because it seems like everybody. I mean, it does for real. It seems like everybody in the younger
shit crazy.
generation. It's just the way that it is. It seems. I mean, it's wild out there, especially if they're from Shy. Like that's really, that's it's there's bad spots all over the place. I mean, I've lived in a couple of them myself, but that place is pretty crazy to me. I mean, broad daylight in the middle of nowhere, like at the mall, it don't matter. You gotta be looking all the time. I live out in the country
Yeah, I
now.
couldn't stay out there.
Say what? Say again?
So I couldn't stay out there. I ain't trying to look with my back all the time. That shit dead.
That's exactly why I'm where I'm at. Like, I'm in the middle of the woods in Florida. Like, I do not want anything to do with the city life anymore. Like, yeah, I like to go out. I like to party. I like to engage with people even. But I do not want to be just constant. Looking over my shoulder and shit. That does not seem like the way.
Yeah, that shit beyond that.
Also, I like to party at night and like it don't matter. I don't want nobody to tell me that I can't I can't put my PA system on and just fucking and rock the fuck out until whatever time I feel like it. Like that's.
Lucia, when we gonna slide?
Oh, that's it. Okay, I was like, is that coming? Is that coming on my side? Like what? Okay.
No, that's my sister. She loud as hell.
Yo, what? So do you come from a big family?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got? How many brothers sisters you got?
I mean, not more so on my mom's side, but like on my dad's side, I got eight other siblings.
Damn.
I got two on my mom's side though.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a lot of damn siblings. Shit.
Yeah.
That's Do you feel like that's easier or harder on a kid like when you were younger? Like, is it easier or harder to have that many siblings?
No, it was cool. It was cool.
So you where you fit in the range? Like you the middle of the top, youngest? What?
Like we all didn't live together type shit. It's cool though.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
we all cool and shit.
Yeah.
But what'd you say again?
So I was saying where you fall in the ranges, like of age, like you in the middle, you in the some of the oldest.
Let me think. I'm the fourth type shit.
Okay.
The fourth oldest.
So that right there, I mean, that means you got a lot of people that looking up to you, regardless of anything. Like they looking up to you. Do you feel like you are trying to lead by example, or were you like just leading by figuring it out, going through the heart, like bumping your head a couple times, and showing them that way, or they their own people? They gonna do what they gonna do.
I mean, yeah, they gonna do what they gonna do. I mean, I can only tell them so much. You feel me?
Facts. Like you can't even. I mean, you can tell them all day that they ain't gonna listen. So like they're gonna do what they feel is right. But you gotta have an influence on them. I'm sure you do have a pretty heavy influence on them even.
I mean, I guess you could say so.
Yeah, I mean, cause you got older siblings. Did any of them have an influence on you?
I mean, yeah, music wise, my sister that lived with me type shit.
Same.
She put me on the Michael Jackson for when I was younger.
What was you listening to before that?
I used to listen to a bunch of shit. Like, you could probably name a song from like, let me say, from like 2008 all the way up to like 2013, 2014. I could probably tell you a song I know.
Okay, okay. So you was listening to everything. You was just going across and just finding all the music.
Hell yeah. And I would come across MP3 players at like pawn shops and shit and buy them. And then they already had music on there,
That's dope. That's
whole
a
new
dope way to
playlist.
discover. Yeah, that's a dope way to discover music right there.
Hell yeah.
Cause that, I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. It's a grab bag, but that's. I mean, honestly, being a little bit older, like when we didn't know who it was all based on the what the album looked like. Like if you going in there and you're digging through the crates, it's like, what's this album look like? I don't know this artist, but dope cover. Like, let's hope it's good.
Yeah, I never been to one of them vinyl shops. I ain't never been to one of them.
Do you ever looked at it? You know, you ever had any DJ friends or anything like that?
Nah.
Oh yeah, that's the next move, man. Like it becomes a. I had to get rid of mine because it became an obsession. Like finding um, new vinyl every week. Like just going in every single week, just digging through the crates, seeing what they had from the 20s all the way up. Because you can find a sample anywhere.
Yeah.
And now it's like we got um, with AI going the way it is, like it'll make a sample. It'll make 1,000 samples. You can just give it the genre. It'll make the sample. Or you can go through and you can find your loot pack, or you can produce from scratch, which I like doing all of them. Like, I mean, I don't limit it. I find them to be tools. If it helps me to produce, cool. But I'm still, that AI isn't gonna do the same thing that that sample does, slash the same thing that my mind's gonna come up with, just put the instruments together and shit. Um, do you fuck with any effects? Like, does it have to be a dry vocal?
Yeah, I like the reverb on my shit for real.
I agree. I think it adds to it. It adds layers to it, sound wise. I know some people that they literally no effects, and that makes it really really hard to make their voice sound like as big as you want it to. Because I know reverb, it'll build your voice up. It'll make it seem a lot bigger than it is, and it covers more stereo space. Um, so if you're gonna be engineering and you're gonna be running a label, um, when you're running the label, actually, are you gonna be engineering as well, or are you just gonna be focused on running the show?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna be doing like my shit, and I'm gonna be helping them out too.
It's the whole reason I got into the game. Like back in the day, and the reason I learned everything that I did with engineering, with marketing, booking shows, it was all for me originally. And then after I did it, I was like, well, shit, y'all are struggling with it. Come on, let's roll. And just, like try and get people over the speed bumps faster because I've been through it. Like, you can use the resources, it ain't no thing. Like I said, I'll tell anybody the recipe. It's up to them to cook. Like, and I don't, as long as I
Type
ain't
shit.
got, as long as I ain't got to do shit, yeah, you ain't even got to pay. I'll sit here and shoot the shits with people and show them the way. And if they use it, they use it. If not, cool. It doesn't change my outlook. Like, I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And I think that's the difference between an artist and some other people. Because I have a, I don't have an interest for music. I have a passion for music. Like, I'm gonna be doing this if I'm getting paid. If I'm not, I'm gonna be doing this if I'm young, old, all the way up. Like, I'll be 90 years old if I can still do it. I'm still gonna be making music. Um, do you have kids?
No,
Nah. What do you want kids one day or maybe?
I mean yeah, one day.
Okay. Because some people's like, nah, fuck that. I've seen y'all's kids. I don't know. Um, so it's so you want to be in a bigger city. Like, is there any ones that specifically stand out?
I mean Los Angeles, New York, like the well known ones. I want to be somewhere like one of them.
Yeah, that's it. You ever? I ain't never made it out west. Like, I've literally never been past, like, I don't know, like Dallas. Um, you ever made it out west?
Yeah, I've been to Cali a few times.
Yeah, and you like the vibes, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Like, I didn't. I love New York. Like New York, the city, anywhere. Like my wife said, she's like, if we could live here, like we'll spend a year, but that's it. I don't want to live there permanently. I couldn't deal with it. That is too much. I'd stay there for a good bit of time, and if work was there, the money's there and the opportunities, might be able to talk her into it. Yeah, but I can't talk my daughter. My daughter said we're never leaving here. Like she's like, nope, we're gonna live here. I was like, well, what about when you leave? Like when you go off to college or whatever? She's like, you'll stay here. What? Nah, I don't think it works that way. We gonna go traveling. She's like, well, no, because you got to be here. Like this is where you go. The hell, this ain't how this works, kid. You ain't telling me I gotta stay somewhere. Uh, but she's got stability. That's something I never had. Did you have a stable childhood as far as like living in a single area? Because like you said, you was PA your whole life.
Yeah, I used to stay with my grandmother and shit. Um, like while my mom was at work, like most of the time, and then we be like back and forth in between her crib and my grandma's crib.
Yeah, that's the shuffle, man. That means you had your mom had a support system. Some people like their mom may have a support system of any kind, so it's just on your own. Like I was part of that generation, like the latchkey kids. Like my mom's at work. Shit, she don't get home until like 5, 6 o'clock. Cool, I'm on my own until then. And of course, you get into trouble like a motherfucker. She don't know half the things. At least she didn't know half the things when it was going on. But I'm appreciative.
Right.
Is it scratching? All right, hold on. Let me see. Thank you, baby. My producer slash manager slash uh, wife slash assistant. Seeing if she reacted to that one. No, she just said that it was scratchy out there, so I'm gonna try and fix that real quick. So, did you finish school? You said you went to you got incarcerated.
Yeah, I went to school and I finished.
You said and you finished.
Well, you said what?
I said and you finished.
Yeah, I finished. I ain't go to college. I finished high school and all that.
Did you ever have interest in going further?
Yeah, I wanted to go to Youngstown State University, but I ended up not even going.
Do you think there was
Some
a
other shit happened.
Yeah, I was about to say, was there a reason? Like, because a lot of people, life happens. Life gets in the way of whatever else you got planned.
Facts.
Yo, can I get you just as an experiment? Can I get you to move your phone a little bit? I want to see if it's coming off of there. Because I went through all this. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's coming back into back into your microphone. That's all it is.
Oh, you talking about the fan? Yeah, that shit probably loud as hell.
Yeah, I was saying if it was me, but no, it's coming in clear now. I hate to have you hold your phone the whole damn time. Um, but
That's so good.
but yeah, so like, as far as college, like, um, did, what did you want to be as a kid, or what did you want to be at that time?
I wanted to be some type of engineer, but
So you like math?
yeah, somewhat I'm good with it.
Shit, I the absolute 100% worst person. If you got a phone number, don't tell me because I ain't gonna remember it. Um, but but yeah, like so engineer, but you went, and life got in the way like of an idea. I'm 30, I'm 37, 38. Um, and I'm back in school. Like I decided to go back after all this time because like shit. I mean, all right. I mean, I get paid to go to school, so why not? Like people say C's get degrees, but A's get you paid. Cause I don't pay. I'm at Florida State right now, on a full scholarship, which is like I'm thankful. I'm lucky, but it's just because it took me. I mean, being old as hell to fucking to be able to afford it, to be able to afford the life to go, and I actually put that attempt to it, because I want to grow this music thing. So I figured I'd go for marketing, business and marketing. Even though I've already been doing marketing for 10 years, I'm on to my bachelor's and I haven't learned anything yet. I'm kind of getting nervous, but
Shit, that's what's up though, dog.
yo, it's constant effort though. I'll say that. Like the time it takes to do it, the time you got to dedicate to it, it's a lot. Because especially I'm trying to run my own business. I got a household here. You know, um, that's it becomes a chore to juggle, but it's well worth it. You know, in the long run, and that's what I'm looking at. You know, with your career, do you figure that you'll take on like what do you do outside of music?
I actually do like a home health care type job right now.
That's good. I mean, that's good shit. Is it for the elder? Do you have to deal with a lot of elderly patients or anything?
Yeah,
That shit gets sad. That takes a certain type of personality to be able to handle the loss. Because constantly, you know, you'll get clients and they won't make it or whatever it is. I dated a couple nurses that was like that. They wasn't doing end of life care. I could not. I couldn't see. You know, it's just to me it's sad. Is it? Does it end up being a lot on you? Does it weigh on you mentally?
I mean, I ain't really. I mean, I did see hear about somebody down that I was like around type shit at one of these little spots I work at, but no, it didn't really affect me for real.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, that's honestly that's the best people to be working that type of job because like I couldn't. I always wanted to be an EMT, and then because I can deal with adults, them getting injured or whatever it is. But like seeing little kids hurt, there ain't nothing sadder to me. Like there really ain't nothing sadder. So like that's not the job for me. That is not the job for me. If you got to take it home with you afterwards, don't do it. You'll take some years off your life stressing over some things you can't change. Um,
But
as far as incarceration, how long did you spend in?
um, I did 11.5 months my first bid. Then I went right back like 3 months later and did about the same time, about 11 months.
Damn, that's that time. Did you would you say you gained anything out of that time?
Shit, the only thing I gained was to not go back. Like just
Shit,
only
that's a hell of a
like thought
lesson
I
right there.
gained, I guess you could say. But you said what?
That's a lesson right there. I mean, that is definitely an important lesson.
Yeah.
um, so so I know a couple people like somebody right there from your area actually. That do you know Monster?
No, I don't know him, but I was on a song with him.
Okay, okay. Which song is that? I don't know if I heard it yet.
Keep it discreet and Kelly.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, definitely heard that one. Um, oh, so you said okay, okay, okay. See, now I'm putting faces to verses.
Wait, let me double check. I think that's the name.
Yeah, Monster's good people, man. He's definitely always on the on it when it comes to the music. Let's see. That's it for show. Yeah, that was just now. So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you how do you find your collabs? Like how do you go about finding your collaborations?
Um, I mean, I be collabing with, and we I recorded my one of my very first songs at his studio at his studio back in like 2017.
And then um so when you recorded that first that one one of the first ones, like when you go back and listen to it now, how do you feel about your performance in the stuff from early days? Do you still as confident in it and feel good about it?
I feel like I'm way better. I ain't heard it in so long, but I got an idea of how the flow was and shit.
So that's an important one right there. That's something that a lot of people, when I get them on producing and on their production side, they'll make tracks and they'll be super happy the first week, even the first month, but after they've learned so much, they listen to the old stuff and they're like, it's not like you ask them a year later and they're like, man, I can't believe that was me. Like I made a lot of progress, but that sounds like shit. It's like, all right, yeah. And then you ask them like 2, 3 years later, shit. Then they go, yeah, nah, don't. Can you not show anybody that, please? Like, delete it. So it's like this thing about creation that makes you, get real confident about it. And the only thing that's going to take that confidence is generally knowledge, like awareness, or people knocking that shit, which is that's hard. Do you take criticism well?
Yeah, I mean, I take it as good as I can for. I don't really get mad about it. I just use it, feel me, and go about my day.
Yeah, I seen a dude earlier today actually that I used to work with responded to a comment in his on one of his videos, and the comment was, um, "This shit sounds like ass. I could have done better if I hired a raccoon to I don't know." He had some elaborate shit like it was it was kind of intense, and it was definitely a lot of hate in that comment. But dude came back and he goes, "Dude, you know what? I appreciate your opinion because there's a lot of yes men out here that just go, yeah, that's fire, dope, and just keep moving. So thanks for the feedback." It's like, damn, man, that's that is as professional as you could possibly get.
Facts.
Do you deal with all your own socials still?
Yeah.
Do you find that to be daunting, or do you enjoy social?
I mean, I'd rather have somebody like do it for me for real, but it's not bad just being hands on with it.
It seems like that shit is like when I told my artist that I manage, I told him I showed him the calendar for the content calendar. He was not happy. He was like, "Bro, this is like 5 posts a day." I was like, "Yeah, that's what you said. You wanted to max out. You didn't say like, hey, don't make it 100%." So I said, "Here, we'll take two of them off." He's like, "No, no, no." I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I said, "All right, let's take the next month and a half. Let's make as much content as we can, and work on making it the best content we can, but just have enough to fulfill the calendar." And he's like, "Cool." So he spent pretty much that whole month and a half just kind of messing around. He made some content, but after 2 weeks, he ran out of content. He's like, "All right, I don't got no more." Then he tried to keep up with it like in real time, 5 posts a day. He a week later he had like a mental breakdown. He's like, "I can't do this no more." So he took a month off, just going like, "I'm done. Like I don't even know. I don't want to do the content. I don't want to be on social." Um, and now he's out here. I see him now, and he's just killing it. Like he's just crushing it. Just every day he's got his posts across, and he got it down. But do you feel like you're that consistent with it? Like where you're staying every day or every other day?
Nah, I'm not as consistent as I should be with it. Like I post like on Instagram, I try to post like monthly for real, but I'm not that consistent with it as I should be.
It's hard. Like there's a million things you have to do as an artist. Not only make the art, but you gotta promote that, and that's where it gets kind of daunting at times. So it's hard to stay up. Um, but again, like if you got quality music, like it does speak for itself. It's just a matter of people got to know that it's there. That's the only thing about it. People just got to know that it exists to be able to get into it. Um, so actually, I wanted to see here. So you said the next track that you got coming out. What was the next track called?
Oh, damn. Actually, I don't even think I got the very next track planned yet, but I got an album plan, or not an album, but like a little tape plan.
You gonna is it gonna actually be a tape, or are you putting it out on all streaming, or what?
This is gonna be on YouTube and SoundCloud,
Bomb.
but the track, the beat I sent you, that's gonna be on the project.
There it is. I got it now. So yeah, the way we like to end it out here, like it's been a great conversation. Learning about um a little bit about where you're from, what you represent to me seemed like just a straightforward individual, like just trying to come up, try to get the damn thing done. Um, Definitely got chill vibes, just chilling out. So I appreciate the conversation. The way we like to go out is with either a freestyle or a performance. So you said you had this beat that you sent over for. Is the name of it Show You? What was it?
Show you.
There it is. Yeah, Show You. So is there anything about the song like anything about the song that stands out? Like what it's about? Like does it have an underlying message or anything?
Um, no, it's just basically about proving people wrong for
Dope.
going through what I'm going through at the same time.
See, that's just real. What So you got any shout outs to anybody that, you give big ups to?
Yeah, shout out my boy Ant Kelly. Shout out Tay 7 Mile. Shout out that boy man. There's a bunch for. I probably ain't gonna be able to name all of them.
Is it never?
Shout out. Wait, you said what?
You can't ever name them all. It's like shit, man. I forgot. Shit, I was high. That was 2 months ago.
No, facts though. But shout out my boy Smitty. Smitty shot it. It's my bro. Shit, let me think. Shout out Cook the Monster. Yeah, shout out all them guys, man.
Let them know. Let them know. All right. Well, then with that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this. We're gonna hit this beat. Let you do your thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute on my side. Um, Other than that, like just stay on afterwards. I'm in the stream, but then we gonna stay on for just like 2 minutes so it uploads. Gotta love Riverside.
All right, bro.
All right.
YGF beats.
Same beliefs I achieved it, so it's better I just show you. So many walk about my life, but I guess it's nice to know you. Sipping on this potion, get money that's the motion. Money that's the motion. Ain't 50s need my tokens. But I just show you. So many walk about my life, but I guess it's nice to know you. Sipping on this potion, money that's the motion. Money that's the motion. Ain't 50s need my tokens. Patient for so long, now it's dying now. From the pavement, it's a statement, it's my time now. I'm find out. Guarantee it won't be here, I'm headed down south. Ooh, out of sight, I'm inside. I don't need no cosign, I'm my own hype guy. I love sipping red wine mixed with that good wine. One day I'll be fine, I'm steady seeing signs. Just like knee high, had dreams of green guys. All in my pocket, that's all profit, no more getting by. I'ma pop it every time, that's my Steve now. Pops in the lot, that's my old ride. These are I achieved it, so it's better I show you. So many walking by my life, but I guess it's nice to know you. Sipping on this potion, get money that's the motive. Hundreds that's the motion. Make bitties need my get in route, how 100 feels, I'ma figure out. Finna sprout, been a long time since I had a drought. Back around, hitting that places, I'm a cash cow. Got them bags now, back then I ain't have around. Built this shit up from the ground, no maintenance, but we working with them. Mama never raised no fools, this shit was cool. Do what it do, I don't play it by the rules. Push it back, I wasn't thinking I'm only 1 song away from a 90-day vacation. Shout out to my brother Jason, for he making party faking it. We all pick them up, no discussions, no debating. They ain't believe I achieved it, so it's better I just show you. So many walking by my life, well, I guess it's nice to know you. Sipping on this potion, get money that's the motive. I'm just that's the motion. Ain't 50s need my soul. They ain't believe I achieved it, so it's better I just show you. So many walked by my life, well, I guess it was nice to know you. Sipping on this potion, get money that's the motive. Blue hundreds that's the motion. Pink 50s need my tokens.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Yo, that's Pap Dirty killing that shit. Yo,
Appreciate it, dog. I fucked up a couple times.
Hey, it don't matter. It ain't. I don't know that song yet. It ain't out. Ain't nobody know it. You got through that thing just fine. Just fine. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
we gonna get So when I get the edit on here, then it'll actually come through perfectly. I'll send you over the raws once we're done, and then we're good to go. I appreciate your time, brother.
Oh yeah, no problem.
We've been shooting the
Appreciate
shits.
you.
We've been shooting the shits an hour now, and it's time to retire. Let's see here. Let's get this bitch stopped.